All right, Mo, this theory on why you should or should not, I guess, fall asleep on a plane.
This was interesting to me because I wonder if there's any truth to it. But Kenny Smith, who is on Inside the NBA with Charles Barkley and Ernie and Shaq, who was also played in the NBA for many years, was on a podcast called Change the Game TV. And he said that he was on a plane once and he was sitting next to a psychologist and he was really tired and he was about to fall asleep. And this psychologist told him why you should never, ever fall asleep on a plane.
I met a psychologist on the plane once. And so she's up and I'm tired as hell. And she's like, "You're Kenny Smith." I'm like, "Yeah, nice to meet you. I love your show." I'm like, "What do you do?" She said, "I'm a psychologist." And I'm like, "Oh." So I'm thinking she's going to tell me about my life. She says, "Don't go to sleep on this flight." I'm like, "Ma'am, I'm exhausted." She says, "Try this for me." She said, "When you're in the air," they said that because of the all of the altitude and all of that, your brain makes you think better. So she said, don't watch a movie and don't do emails. Do something creative. Your creative juices are higher when you're in high altitude.
The pressurized cabins or something
all of
like
that. That's what she said.
Damn.
And so she said, watch how much you get done being in the air. And I started writing the book.
I don't know that I believe this at all. Mo and I had this conversation yesterday. I'm not exactly sure the science about the pressurized cabins, if it's pure air or not. But it feels to me like you're getting more work done because you just don't have nearly as many distractions. So you have a TV in front of you, maybe, right? But how often do you just really sit and work at just one thing without having a whole bunch of different distractions? I don't think it has anything to do with the air on the plane.
I would love to know the science behind it as well, because I heard that and I was like, oh, that's amazing. I'm like, wait a second, is that for real? So not that many doctors listen to our show because, it's the Bert Show, but 1-855-BERT-SHOW, 855-237-8746. If you are in the medical field, if you're in neurology of any sort, and you can tell us if there is any credibility to what this psychologist told Kenny Smith.
I'm not buying it. I've tried it. I didn't try it knowing this information, but I've been creating the majority of my life. So I've sat on a lot of planes and tried to come up with rhymes. I've tried to write jokes. And for me, it's never been any easier on a plane. Like I've heard people say this about the shower, and the shower actually works for me.
Yes, same.
Really?
I was about to say the same thing. I've come up with some of my best bits and ideas in the shower.
Me too. I've come up with some of the most creative things in the shower.
Sure. I think it's the same theory, is that there's not much to do in the shower, right? Except take care of yourself as far as cleaning yourself. So you're isolated. You're there for a couple of minutes. You don't have a whole bunch of other distractions going on. So now your mind is starting to think.
Maybe it's something to the shower about just completely being alone that helps also, because I've tried this on the plane and I wasn't any more creative than I am anywhere else.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if the plane thing is true, I've got to have a broken brain, because the only thing my brain is telling me to do on a plane is to house an entire bag of dark chocolate covered pretzels.
So no pressurized cabin air is not more pure. So, I think that there was a theory also in Vegas when you go into casinos that they're pumping pure air in there. So it gives you like more life and you stay up later and you'll spend more money. But there's nothing to the air in an airplane that should make you smarter and be able to focus more.
I think we've debunked this one.
I think it sounds so silly. You never know what you're watching online though. And because you want to believe everything, but some of these just don't make any sense right off the bat.
I think people just be trying to get their podcast out there.
I was like, did she prove to Kenny, did she show her degree?
No, I don't think he ever mentioned that. She might have just wanted to start a conversation.
Yep.
The Bert Show.